It's a very difficult situation for you to be in. And it's very difficult for a person like me to be in too, because, you know, I'm on because I like you. You know,
I appreciate that.
I mean, I am apolitical.
And you really are. Like, I've nudged you on the phone. We've had these video calls. And I'm like, what do you think of that? And no matter what I ask you, like, well, I get that side. I get that side.
Yeah, but you know, I just think that there is the toxicity of inflammation in the information that we are receiving on a day-to-day basis with vested interests and delusions and angers and clickbaits, and people trying to forge careers for themselves, etc., 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 leaves you being even more confused than you were before you started looking into anything.
Yeah.
And that's where I sit. That's where I sit and have to sit. And then you get pilloried and attacked for not picking a side as well.
Yeah, well, you can't win, can you?
You know you can't win. You can't win.
But isn't there a point then for you? And I presume, have you done a lot of therapy over the years?
Yeah.
I've done a fair bit myself.
Right.
And I think we've spoken about this actually, but for me, the biggest thing was acceptance, like accepting that my wife isn't always going to do the thing I want her to do. My mum isn't going to do it. My dad isn't, those things. And that includes, I suppose, when people shout things at me online. Have you been able to get that under control at all?
No, it's happening, but way slower than it should or could. The best move in that game is to not play. But I'm addicted to, I suppose, the inflammation. I'm addicted to, maybe I'm addicted to justice. Maybe I'm addicted to feeling wronged. Maybe I need something to complain about. I just know that I'm actually wiser than my actions.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm wiser, you know, so I shouldn't be there. I shouldn't be there looking these things up at these things, because I know that you can't fight the internet.
I've tried as well. You can't, can you?
Well,
especially you, because you're like on a different level in terms of fame and stuff. If you start messaging back, listen, mate, you're wrong about that. That in itself becomes a story.
Yeah, exactly. And what you say then gets misrepresented from a place of something that was misrepresented anyway.
Yeah.
But I will say I'm wiser than the chimp, but the chimp still drives the car an awful lot of the time. And but it's way better than it used to be. And also there's something about that. Haters or misanthropes, the misguided, that has actually created this life for me, because, you know, people have said you can't, you mustn't, and you won't. I have, I shall, and I did.
That's a really interesting point, because I wanted to run this line by you. It's a famous old line, but dopamine is not about the pursuit of happiness. It is about the happiness of pursuit.
Dopamine is not about the pursuit of happiness. It's the happiness of the pursuit. I reckon what I did is could that be wrapped up in purpose as well? Could that talk to purpose?
The pursuit or the purpose or whatever it is. It's the problem is you got everything you wanted when you were very young. And so you said you were almost addicted to the bad criticism and things, because maybe it takes you back down so that you have to rise again, because you got nowhere to. Where do you rise to?
Maybe, but the thing that I jumped to with that is that in 2006, when there was like, there's been like a few perfect storms for bad mental health in my life, some created by me, some created by outside forces. But in 2006, I was just like at the top of the pile, sold the most tickets for a tour in a day, got the biggest record contract in the history of music, which is ridiculous.
Rich beyond my wildest dreams.
Rich beyond my wildest dreams, man. And then they have that thing that a lot of people have. I did. The existential crisis of reaching the top of the mountain and realizing that it doesn't fix you, and it didn't. And then I retired because there was a lot of outside stuff happening with press stuff, family stuff, friends stuff. Whoa! So I retired. And then in 2006, and then I sat on the sofa and I got a cashmere kaftan from Morocco and grew a beard because I'd seen Paul McCartney do it when he left the Beatles. And he looked really cool, and I just looked like a serial killer. And I ate Krispy Kremes, honey Dijon, kettle chips. I got really fat and watched all the Housewives of Everywhere franchise and searched for UFOs from my bedroom window. And what I realized after 3 years in this retirement was that I have no purpose. And then my brain started to turn to Swiss cheese. And I realized at a moment of, I understand why people die when they retire now. Okay, we need to go back. But my raison d'etre became then, I need to go back and figure out how to have this be the gift that it's supposed to be. I need to go back and figure out how to work within this without it collapsing me on some level. And so the dopamine thing, instead of there now being a destination, it's about the purpose and it's about the journey. And I don't mean to be, I am namaste every now and again. Namaste. It's about the purpose and it's about the journey. Tell me the dopamine thing, and I'll see if I can understand why I jumped to there in my...
Dopamine is not about the pursuit of happiness. It is about the happiness of pursuit. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So I'm in the happiness of pursuit.
Yeah. Isn't that mad, though? Because everybody thinks it's the other way. They think it's, I've got to do the things to get happy. And it's like, no, the happiness comes from doing the things.
Yeah.
And that's really hard.
Yeah, but I've got so many fingers and so many pies, given me so much to pursue, because my ambition and my want and my need and my desire has not abated. But the oxygen that I once had in my career, where I couldn't miss every time I went to the table, has been taken away from me just because I'm an older pop star now. You know, it's like I was in the pocket. The rise was a long time, 1990 till, say, 2010. And
is it different now?
Well, it's only different as it's different for everybody else that has found themselves having, you know, lucky enough to have my kind of career, you know, but it's not, I don't wander into commercial radio spaces now and they go, okay, let's play I was the most played artist for 10 years in a row. And, you know, thank you. I had a nice run, but I'm in a different place now. I'm just in a different place.
Can I ask you a favor? Please subscribe. 90% of you are not subscribed, so if you sub, it will help the channel and I'll keep making these clips.